Hi there everybody and welcome back to another episode of Pillars of Eternity. In today's episode we will finish this. Dear footprints, sorry for leaving you guys hanging on this. And then I will try to get to this place. Okay, so let's continue with killing these priesties. That was a berserker.
Exceed honor.
Yeah, all this blood's coming from this middle room.
This calls for a subtle touch.
Blood pool. As you approach the blood pool, the vicious liquid churns and bubbles. You feel essence rising to the surface, reaching out to you, whispering, "Someone should clean that up." Ugh, who would create such a vile thing? Some strange power seems to be animating the blood. I'm going to hazard a guess and say that whatever it isn't benevolent. Bobbing Golden of Skaen, hateful seed. He may be sniveling and cowardly in his ways, but he has never lacked for focus. Extend your soul to the blood pool. Faint whispers resolve into the cacophony of voices. You imagine yourself surrounded by 100 men and women. Their naked flesh is scourging and bloody, or skinned and covered with flies. Their eyes are misting, replaced by glittering black stone. The voices cry out in unison, "What's this? Another soul come to rage and burn, or merely to watch? You may be a long time in waiting. Our work today is already finished." "Why you?" A woman's voice replies, "Nobody serves as thralls and whores used and thrown away. Almost all we had was taken from us, but what little remained we gave here. They hover at your soul's edge, feeling you out. Our fury burned within us, unquenched and unfed. But hate can be fashioned into a weapon by those willing to pay the price." Another voice speaks, "In life we were weak, but in death we made a choice. Choice carries power." Kind of power. The voice cackles. "If you must ask, then you have never had need for revenge." They probe at the boundaries of your soul, exploring your essence. "It is a shame there is nothing in you we could use." The soul sinks back into the pool. "Hold, how would I know what you've done here?" The pool itself begins to ripple with a sound of devastation and perverse laughter and rakes at your ears. The lapping blood stirs in a large metal cage half submerged in the center of the pool, and it creaks loudly as it rocks back and forth on a rusty pulley, as if in answer to your question. "Wait, let me ask you more about this place." The time for questions is over, Watcher. The pool of blood is still. Just keep killing everybody until we come back here.
Yeah? Consider it done.
I shall be discreet.
Isn't this something?
The thorax is spattered in blood and gouged in fingernails.
Love.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Love. More. Love. Be. Off. Worth it. Love. Beyond. Seep.
I know what the enemy feels like.
Slowly now.
Okay.
Yeah?
List of names. This created sheet of paper contains a list of names. Some have been crossed out. It leaves window open at night. Small house on the edge of Kindle Vale. Rigerto visits from Old Valia. Doesn't speak Adrian. Keeps to himself, won't be missed. Tearfist. Lives in small encampment on road to Longholm. Takes solitary walks each morning and sunrise. At sunrise should be most vulnerable then. Valmus, his parents leave him alone after temple service each golden day. Senless visits a mistress in Bale Reach every third Falstag. Get him on the road. Check Gilded Vale and Andros Gift may find more interesting parties. Final General Jones. My son, tomorrow I become the effigy. Tomorrow I become Skaens and bodies of honor. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. For months we met by secret conclave to plot our landlord's demise, all the while working the fields as if our hearts were content. Skaen teaches us to plot with the mind while keeping one's face impassive, inscrutable. Fair fights are for those with armies. The quiet slave is our whetstone, our focus. In this worship, our cause finds focus, clarity, and possibility. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. By the time you read this, I will be dead. I pray Skaen does not abandon me for speaking of my plotting, but the son deserves to know how his father died. For I have volunteered to be at the effigy. Skaen will inhabit my body, using the old farmer's simple flesh as a puppet of godly rage. I have been shaved and anointed. Tomorrow morning I will be your father in name only, as my manhood will be removed, my nose and ears removed, and my useless mortal eyes will be replaced with flint stones, through which Skaen might see the world. My son, I am sorry for the lies I have told you these past few seasons, but Skaen demands secrecy. Even your mother knows nothing of my furtive service to the quiet slave. Curse my name if you must, but never weep for me, for I die for the betterment of our community, to smite our Lord's corruption from the face of Yora. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip, for tomorrow I become the effigy. What a weird dude.
That's it.
That looks like it hurt.
Seek. What?
Storm Caller transfer against the elements. Opposing damage reduction, burn, shock, corrode, freeze for 60 seconds. Ooh. Accuracy, damage, returning storm on hit. Oh. Plus 10% chance to cause returning storm. 20 to 30 shock damage if successful stunned. This thing is gonna be balling.
Sure.
Laying low.
Sure.
Storm Caller. Raised in the lair of a sky dragon. Oh no.
And what do we have here?
Against range attack on mirrored image.
Bullseye.
Lair of a dragon's gonna kill my ass.
And that's how it's done.
Wow. That lightning strike, that was from the bow. Is that extra skill? Well, not skill, extra ability it got, whatever you want to call it.
I'll take a peek.
Back, then up. There, hope maybe that'll come back this way. Otherwise I'll have to go up there. What?
That's it.
It's so strong in this game.
Be cautious.
Consider it done. There. What did I tell you?
Nothing. Oh, there's another. Oh, there's up there as well. And up there.
Out of sight.
Oh, that was quick.
I'll take a peek.
Oh, wait, what's that? Cannot creature. Burn, feel thy hatred twist within thee. Feed thyself on its bowels, sustain thyself on its anger. This hatred, it's this bile, this anger. These shall be the tools of the rebellion. Let thine heart seethe. There is no satisfaction in open confrontation. Hide thine hatred, let it grow, that it may fester. Make thy plots in secret. Thy quiet slave stays in the shadows. His face seeks not the light. In darkness doth he work, in darkness doth he move. Rebel against those that seek to control thee. Rebel against those that wish to remove thee.
I'll see what I can find.
Move.
I'll teach you a lesson!
See things.
That looks like it hurt.
Well done.
On the hunt.
Quick save. This is a fucking huge map.
I'll teach you a lesson! I'll teach you a
Why
lesson!
can't you guys just walk around? I don't understand this.
That looks like it hurt. I'll teach you a lesson! Show them how it's done! I'll take a peek.
Probably a secret door going out there. And from there, all around. Or some shit. Sure.
I see where you're going. Give me a real challenge. They'll never know I'm here.
Okay, I'm just playing with my heart. So now I'm gonna rest in that dragon's lair. Okay. What? Oh, it's probably a trap.
Sure. Sure. There's something you don't see every day.
Okay, so I
And
can't
what does the
some of
flame
it.
reveal?
Final Georgia is my son tomorrow. Okay, let's see this. Why does this guy have 2 final journals?
Isn't this something?
Whatever. Just drop the trap and get it done with.
Isn't this something?
Oh crap, a loss.
Show him how. Bullseye.
Eyes open.
Let's see what's going on here. I keep forgetting that my arrows jump.
Easy does it.
So I have to go through there. Probably gonna be some hardcore battle where I get my ass handed to me. Like I thought. Oh, and we get to save the guy's daughter. Wait a minute. A large bull-necked man in a hood helps a young elven woman down from a glass chamber, connected to a dizzying array of cables and machinery. Her skin and clothing glistened with fresh blood.
You may feel a little lightheaded for the next hour or two, but that will pass. Have a meal and get some sleep when you return to town. The transfusion.
The girl sobs into the back of her hand.
The transfusion will be smoothest if you relax and rest. The implanted essence already has a hold on your mind, so fighting it will be useless. And I hope our new visitor does not complicate matters overly. Subversion, the black sheep cousin of justice. Or haven't you heard Lord Heron's tale of woe about a missing daughter and an impending marriage? He's sent his soldiers to scour the village while he bides his time at the Dracogen Inn. I don't expect you to understand what I'm doing. Neither the rituals of Skaen nor the labors of animancy meet with much approval in polite society. But unsightliness reminds polite society that there are limits. When no one pays attention to the excesses and debaucheries of a lord, you give them something they can't look away from.
What are you talking about?
Lord Heron's been telling everyone she's his daughter. He brought her all the way out here just to avoid anyone who might know differently. She's his niece. and she's carrying his child.
This is his and she's carrying his child. Oh. He's her own flesh and blood. That's the vilest thing I've ever heard of. Why would you do that?
Heron's own wife's delivered nothing but hollowborn. Now he's got no heir, and his sister's child, Elise, is reaching the age to marry. Without progeny of his own, Heron's legacy would pass to her issue. So, he found a way to continue his own noble line by putting his child in this girl, his own niece.
And Adamancy is part of your plan to destroy
This
it.
isn't just about Heron and the girl. It's about the corrupting influences of power and wealth. How people of privilege, people like Heron, are so often insulated from the consequences of their actions. The charged essence of dozens of maltreated slaves and underlings is already taking root in her mind. Once it's established, it'll drive her to murder her uncle, her aunt, and anyone foolish enough to get in her way. People won't be able to look away from Heron's sins then.
Seems like a lot of trouble to go when a simple lynch mob will do. They don't get a lot of things right, but at this kind of thing they know what to do.
I do not wish to destroy Nestor Heron. I wish to end his entire rotten line. His name will become a curse among strangers. The deeds of his house will be eclipsed by his ruin. Foes will hear his name and shudder with pity. And any relatives who should survive him will abandon their fortunes just to rid themselves of the association. You're hot-blooded, willful, but there is no room for mercy and vengeance.
Please don't do this.
It's already done. The essence is at work in her mind.
Nudges her forward. She only hesitates for a moment, seeming to rediscover her balance. She starts for the door, already drying her
What
tears.
is any of this to you? Don't tell me you pity Heron. The girl was already his slave. Soon she'll be free of him, and the world will be a better place for it.
Lunge for Elias and break her neck.
Effigy's eyes, do you realize what you've done? She was going to die anyway, but at least you'll pay now, even if Heron won't.
Do that. Yeah. Lost that. Smack that. Cross that. Eat that.
Yes?
Mow it.
Boom.
Beyond seek!
Go. Died it. Died it. Died it. Died it. Easy. Oh, look at that. Exceptional. Okay.
Sure.
Dagger one-handed. Exceptional, actually. It's converted to crits. Okay, that's this done. Wasn't even that long. Okay, let's see what we get out. think it's in town, to be honest. I think it's in town, in the tower.
Keeping an eye out.
How many final journals did this guy have? What are you efforts? I should one stop him.
I'll teach you a lesson!
Lava by seek.
That's it!
Soft aim. Attack speed, reload speed 7, accuracy, defensive bond, plus significance. E attacks, mark prey, take down, arrow sense, deflection, range attack, special aim, range attack speed, reload speed, range accuracy, range damage. Whip arrest, interrupt, toggle slashing. Calls the ranger's animal companion to his side or her side, causing the companion to move back to the ranger's ranger at increased speed, ignoring engagement and knocking any enemies in the way. Prone, stunning shots. Takes advantage of enemy distraction while engaged by the ranger's animal companion, stunning the enemy as a secondary attack. When the ranger lands a hit or critical hit, speed interrupt, passive interrupt, target stunned, effect, blade dead. Ranger's animal companion falls over and appears to be dead, cannot be targeted for a limited time while playing dead. The companion regains endurance. Revive companion. Inspirist, 2 per encounter, animal companion. Instructs ranger's animal companion to rush a targeted prone. Yeah, maybe we do that. Got another knockdown. Armored Grace. So he grants a damage bonus. Oh, can he do that with a sword and shield? Let's not fail. Okay. And sword types. And then he uses stuff. With no damage taken converted to healing over time. Oh shit, yes. Unleash a volatile hex upon enemies in an area of effect, causing them to become either dazed, sickened, or paralyzed, depending on its mysterious ones. Cast a temporary sacrifice arcane power for martial might. Wizard gains bonus to deflection, accuracy, might, constitution, and dexterity. Becomes unable to cast spells or switch glimmer for the duration of. It's like Tense's transformation. Cast deflection, accuracy. Yeah. Calls a black ring of necrotic energy into being that spread out all directions, causing corrode damage to enemies it touches. And potentially destroying those with low endurance. Yeah, I'm taking that. If I take Tense's transformation, well, this with that staff, I haven't really used anything yet. But that staff spell will actually be really good. Cast staff spell, then Dance's transformation. It'll be really good. Yes.
Hey there.
No, what am I doing? I get the feeling the cipher helps with a lot of things. She's one of by the looks of it, she looks like she's one of the key companions to have in this game. Which is upsetting because I don't really like the cipher class. I know it's strong if you know what to do with them, but I don't know what to do with them. The fact that they need to build up a bloodlust or something, I don't know what you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. It just annoys me. The same with the monks. They have to get damage to deal damage. I don't like it. Okay.
I shall be discreet.
This is the place my big brother's lost battle. It just scans the large landscape before you in all directions. He presses his lips together. Wish I could tell you what we
Anything from that battle, I guess. Whatever 15 years of rain has him buried. You see my brother's ghost, you give me a holler, all right?
And what does the flame reveal?
Man stands before you, his face smeared with green and ochre dyes. Hides and furs cover his body, and he holds up a spear.
Hail, Estramo.
Sorry, a spear in one hand. Back to your village, Estramo. You're a lucky three-tasked Helga hunt other quarry today. I'm looking for a group of people who may have already entered the ruin. So are we. He runs his thumb along with the smooth wood of his spear. This is why we wait here, Estramo, and that is why I have decided to let you leave in peace. What will you do? These individuals are my enemies too. If you let me in, I could bring them out for you. And allow even more astronomers to trample sacred ground. Certainly not. I see the famed mathematical aptitudes of the Glenfarthans were not overestimated. What will you do? We will wait. If they are inside, they must come out. And when they do, he slides his finger along the point of his spear and shows you the drop of blood. What do you know about... I can't pronounce that name. It is a sacred place of the builders, and neither your feet nor ours shall sully its stones. The grasses, however, he groans and hefts his spear. I will gladly water with your blood. Three-tasked Talgar. If not the toughest of the Glenfarthan tribes. Heraphias mutters from behind you, his voice kept low for just you to hear. The three-tusks are certainly the most belligerent and uncivilized. They tame Stelgers and ride them into battle, which tells you everything you need to know about their subtlety and self-preservation instincts. His snarling grin widens. Have the farmers grown too fearful to even mention our name? We were the fiercest of the 6 tribes of Eglanfar, and we are the guardians of the monument here. I've never heard of the builders. He makes an exasperated clicking noise with his tongue. They are known by other names and the heathen tongue of farm folk. They are the ancients who built this place and many more like this, and we of the 6 tribes guard this legacy. I'll be going.
Not much here. Laying low. Too recent.
Defense getting hobbled, stuck, paralyzed. Damage reduction appears. Okay. Not too bad.
Nothing over here. I guess they cleaned up real good after the battle. This is embarrassing. I think I see... No. Never mind.
Those face painters can't guard that place forever. These ruins are claimed, friend. On your way.
No need to get riled, boys. We're just passing by.
Look at his talisman, Pag. Eothasian.
How about that? A godless sack of shit. We got a blazing corpse worshiper on our hands.
Actually, they never found the body.
And your friend opens his mouth to say something and closes it. He quickly replaces his frown with a polite smile.
Only reason for the legacy is because the Duke doesn't got the guts to see you all slaughtered. The gods want you dead. Me and Pag, though, we done our part during the purges, didn't we, Pag?
Seamstresses?
Make your cracks now. Got no god or homeland to avenge you. By Magrin, this'll be short work.
This has nothing to do with gods, just ignorance.
Doesn't matter who it was for anyway. Country's better for the purges. Maybe we start a new purge right here.
That looks like it hurt. And that's how it's done.
They were right. That was short work. Keeping an eye out.
Ooh. Some metal object protrudes from the mound of watery solar salt. With both hands you and Nadir begin digging in the mud until the object is dislodged. You close your hand around it and pull it from the wet earth. The object is still semicircular frame about the size of your fist. At even points around the semicircle, jagged points just out like tongues of flame, the rays of the rising sun. At the sun's center, it is the carved silhouette of a warless plant.
I've seen these before. They've topped the standards of Raid Ceres. Or did when Weidman was alive.
He takes
Oh,
it
it's
from
something.
you.
Just not sure what it gets me.
You should take it to an expert. He shrugs. It's a thought. A lot of people would have touched the standard bearers a position of honor in the most places, but the Red Syrians actually took to fighting for it. What I heard, serious bunch. It's not a lot to hang hopes on, but hey, we're lucky to find anything at all. So it's back to the fun spare, I guess. Lest we spot my brother's bones laying around on our way out. Broken bridge lies before you. Most of it appears to have crumbled into the river centuries ago, leaving two jagged edges either side of the water. You see yawning patches into the mountain on the other side. You might be able to jump across it. Okay, let's quick save. And let's jump. Locksmith charges the gap and barely makes it across, spraining a wrist in the process. A fancy.
Hey there.
What a fancy a loss. Okay, I am inside the ruins now. We have got 20 minutes. I think we can do it in 20 minutes. It's a big one.
Eyes open.
I think maybe do a list here. everything back. Quick save.
That's it! Full! I'll teach you a lesson!
That was so strong.
They'll never know I'm here. And that's how it's done.
Mow it.
That's it! I'll teach you a lesson!
Savages masses at the gates with their arrows and swords and spears, yearning for the conquest and plunder. Their chieftains and warriors feared not vengeance of the gods nor the wrath of their enemies. Death would not punish them.
Sure.
Question now is there 2 ways to go?
Keeping an eye out.
Running further.
See now what the flame has shown us?
Are they worthy?
Show 'em how... And that's how it's done. That's not very helpful. Sure.
Bad druid.
Slowly now.
I'm scared I'm going the wrong way. Like, I don't want to meet the end fight just yet, y'all. Let's go back. Where'd you come from?
That looks like it hurt.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Oh, it's superb. Needed to be legend. What's this? Bog dragon scale. Manage prosperity. Dear cap. Okay.
Hey there. And what do we have here? Show him. That's it.
No. Okay. Never mind.
What?
Hey there.
Keeping an eye out.
This calls for a subtle touch. There. What did I tell you? I'll teach you a lesson. Show him how it's done.
Does my shock heal?
That's it.
No, it doesn't.
Hey there.
Tiny animate pet. Deflection. Retaliation.
Yeah?
Why is that
Mm-hmm.
dog there?
That looks like it hurt. Show him how it's done!
Yes, I saw the road. What's gonna do?
Show him
Saw that road.
how it's done!
Okay. See? It's a good thing I walked that back. Back that way.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Be quiet.
Arthur, whirling.
Do I not have a bow? So shoot.
That's it!
Moeth ixi. Moeth ixi. Ana.
I'll teach you a lesson!
Why is the pellet not crit? I'm a big boo-boo.
Aye? How? May I help? Worth that rock! I'll teach you a lesson!
Fast.
What?
Hey there.
Need to try something else.
Show him how it's...
Watch it.
Show him how it's done!
Please don't run over. Please, 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 please. Cheap ass.
That's it! And that's how...
Hey.
What are you doing?
Yeah?
Sure.
And what does the flame reveal?
Zealous Zealous charge. Oh, I like that sound of that. Waiting on healing chain. The parent target a single ally for healing, but the player continues to jump between allies up to 6 times. What does Zealous charge do? Inspires a paladin and all nearby allies to charge fiercely into battle, increasing the movement speed and disengage in defense. I think I like that. Healing chain.
Hey there.
Oh wait. How big is this one? Okay, small. Let's do this quickly. Because there's actually only like a few minutes left, but let's do it. Let's just do it. Oh no. This was pictographs, simple but clear, are carved into the column in this. And there's ocular figures of men and women with their arms raised are carved into the top of the column. Suits of armor in the same poses have been chiseled into the bottom.
Consider it done. Give me a real challenge.
Just small.
Bullseye! I'll teach you!
A man and woman carved from lustrous art pour the contents of a vase to their feet. Where did you come from? Oh, there's doors. Okay. Outward rose from the central pillar seems to be spilled down the steps. Luminous egg-shaped stones are nested within the difficult artwork.
That's how it's done. Show 'em how it's done! Show 'em how it's done!
Druids are so broken, they basically stun you every second, and you can't do shit about it.
Sure.
Be cautious. Be constant.
That looks like it hurt.
That's not...
And that's how it's done. Mm-hmm. That looks like it hurt.
Why doesn't one relentless in fears as the silence of
I'll teach you a lesson!
images of men and women swinging hammers and hearing iron over the forge. Whoa.
And what does the flame reveal? Margaren's fire casts light in dark. Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Wow. That was
Eyes open.
I'll teach you a lesson! That's it!
Sure.
the pictograms in the alcove portray a procession marching to an altar. A lone figure lies upon the altar, and another member of the procession drives a dagger into his heart. Somehow, something flows from the dying man into the white stone perch above the altar. Time has well of godless, no blessings to reap and no mercies to sow.
I'll teach.
It's definitely going to be some sort of puzzle. The images in this cloud depict a row of pale stones surrounding a suit of armor. Something flows from the stones and into the armor, imbuing it with a golden halo. Why can I not click on this?
Nice and quiet.
That's it! Yeah!
Sure.
Engwithan key. Going all the way up that way.
Nice and quiet.
That's it! Need something? Hey.
Okay. Let's quick save. I must have missed something somewhere. I missed this somewhere. Something in the ether hums and buzzes through your teeth. A haze of essence lingers over the body, as faint and unsubstantial as a dust plume in the widest wake. Yet, as you draw closer, whispers instruction echo in your ears, and anticipation warms your blood. In a vision, you see the same stone machine you approached a moment ago, but from a different height and an angle, as if they were different eyes. You heard rumors that some of your brethren were sent here months before, yet you see no sign that anyone has been here. In fact, the cobblestones are covered in a fine layer of dust ash. You know suddenly what this will cost you, and you are ready. The orders were clear. The effect of the machine in Cleaban Relag were wearing off. A child had been born not far from Deerfoot recently. Its soul intact, the machine would need to be reactivated. You and your companions take up your position. You share a final look of affirmation between yourselves. They don't know your name and you don't know theirs, but you know that you're doing the work for the gods together. None of the rest matters. Two carved bands of stone in the middle of the machine grind into motion. They rotate in opposite directions, picking up speed until they spin like freshly greased carriage wheels. A wind shrieks through the cavern, accelerating with the stone rings. You press your hands to your ears and grit your teeth against the noise. You're about to shut your eyes when you glimpse new movement. Rows of triangular flaps around the machine open like petals. You don't know what's happening in the machine, but you feel a triangular tingling at your extremities. Searing pain spreads through your body, a hot knife separating every tissue and ligament within you. All the while it feels as if you're falling toward the machine, your stomach mashed against your spine. What happens next is too fast to process. You awaken from the vision to find yourself kneeling and grasping for air, holding your hand. You let the tiles between your knees gradually come into focus. As you catch your breath, you remember the strange scenes you saw outside Calland Lee, where several robed figures fell amidst the howling bivouac. Looking at the ash scattering across the cavern floor, it is apparent that the leaden key has been doing this, whatever it is, all over the deerwood.
And what does the flame reveal?
So, you hear running water and see a small stream that carves its way into the mountain. Look at the stream. Shallow bottom flickers and the wave is just under the water edge, but as you look toward the tunnel, the bottom disappears into darkness. From here it's impossible to tell how deep the stream is. However, a faint light plays along the walls of the tunnel to echo the rushing water, suggests that the tunnel and stream continue quite into the tunnel. You take slow sloshing steps towards the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. The cold water leaves you grasping, and as it rises past your waist, you fight to control your breath. The stream bed soon drops out from underneath your feet, and the current pushes you towards the tunnel with growing force. Swim in the tunnel. The current pushes you towards the tunnel faster and faster, tugging you downwards. Over your head, the tunnel narrows and drops, leaving you only a thin pocket of air. You take a final deep breath before the current drags you into the depths. Rays of light is darkness, but the current is moving too fast for you to see more than a flicker glimpse of the as you speed by. You keep your hands in front of yourself and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness, jutting from the walls. A light winks at you up ahead. You're approaching it fast, but it looks like to be the mouth of a second smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. You grab the ledge of the tunnel. Continue with the current. You rush past the side tunnel and see a corkscrew turn up ahead. You angle your body with the current just in time to avoid the onrushing wall. The contortion forces the last burst of air from your lungs. The last of the light disappears behind you. You can't tell whether the tunnel has gone dark or whether you're blacking out from lack of air. In either case, you can no longer see the walls around you. You extend your feet in front of you and hope for the best. Your foot strikes an outcropping, your arm grazes another. The pain also has you gritting your teeth, but it's not as bad as you fear. Either the cold water have numbed your skin or you've slowed. Your chest begins to hitch. You clamp your jaw shut and tighten your throat against the choking waters, but soon your body's reflexes will take over. A halo of light appears above you. The current is no longer pushing you toward it, so you push and twist your body up, the surface always seeming just out of reach. At last your head breaks the surface. You gulp air into your aching lungs and pull yourself to the edge of the pool. Crawling out of the water, you look at the cavern around you as you massage, feeling back into your aching, cold, numbed limbs.
Hey there.
We went down there. We came in here. Okay, that will be it for today, guys. I think we didn't do too bad. We entered the Engwithan ruins, cleared that. Now we can go back to Deerford, hand in the quest for the egg. I think there's quite a few quests we can hand in. And then it's back to Defiance Bay, so that we can progress with the main storyline. This thing I am gonna do way later, or towards the end. Well, actually as soon as the head of Cadnoa tells me I'm ready. But anyway, thank you for joining, guys, and have a fantastic day.